Hi everyone, so this is going to be your monthly reading for general energies for everybody all around. So we're going to try to see what the universe, powers that be, God, spirit, whatever it is you believe in. Universe is all abundant, includes everybody's belief system in there. Universe is open-minded, so we'll see what they want us to know or be informed about or work on. It's the universe, so who knows what they want from us. So for the first card we have is the Knight of Cups. This is a different deck I'm using too. It's a miniature deck. I like this deck. We have the Ten of Wands. We got the Seven of Wands. We have the Five of Swords. It is a card of victory, you guys. It has two sides to that card. All cards do. But with this card here, it is a card of victory. It's only a card of defeat when the ego and pride get involved and arrogance is involved. Okay, otherwise it is a card of victory. As long as you're not stemming from the ego, and that means the exterior ego, everything works out pretty good with that card. It is a Venus Aquarius card, so it is humanitarian. It knows the rules, it obeys the rules, it follows the rules, it does know the loopholes, and it will get through the loopholes. So it is an energy that comes in because it is change. That if people think that things were hidden or weren't going to be dealt with or they got away with things, this card usually comes in. It is the samurai card or the ninja card. And it will show people different. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the King of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands. Got a lot of action energy. And then you have the Six of Pentacles. So the overall energy that you have for the month is the Knight of Cups. So like it seems like the universe, powers that be, whatever you believe in, is asking that everybody be very emotionally open and nurturing and honest in order to achieve groundedness. So it is like saying basically, okay, it will benefit you to be emotionally supportive or emotionally nurturing or compassionate towards others. What will prohibit you this month is if with the King of Pentacles here, okay, if you can take on the Knight of Chalices cup, which is very loving, nurturing, equality too with the Venus and Aquarius here. It's like being equally nurturing and giving to all around you. It will help your stability and growth personally. What will prevent you, though, with the King of Pentacles is if you're self-focused. So if your concerns are only about the growth in your needs and your wants, that is emotionally going to stunt you, and it will prevent you from building a firm foundation. Okay, so it's like compromise here. With the Five of Swords, that is a compromising card. Okay, it's the number 5. It's change. It's the center point. It is a card that will come in if two parties are not agreeing or willing to compromise. The Five of Swords card comes in. If you look at it in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, there's 3 parties in there. 2 of them are royalty and they're equals. They were both brought up in the same environment with the same given the same what's the word I'm looking for, privileges as the other, whereas the third guy comes in who had less privileges and provides clarity. He cuts through both of them and shows them both that they were because they weren't willing to compromise and they were battling it out. Everybody had a sword in that card. The third guy comes in brings their swords down. He takes them away from them. No blood's drawn. Nobody's hurt. Just the ego and pride is hurt. It can sometimes do more damage than physically. Uh, because there was no willing to compromise, those two people got taken down a notch. So again, coming back to the beginning of this here with the Knight of Cups, it's like if you're not willing to compromise or see things from different perspectives, it's going to cause you self-harm. Uh, uh, Selfishness only gets you so far, right? And then for the first week, what we got here coming through with the Ten of Wands is you may have burdens placed upon you, a lot of responsibility, a lot of things that you got to get done, and you're feeling overwhelmed, and uh, extra things could be added on your plate. Work's asking you to do extra hours, or you have extra things that you got to get done, appointments, that type of thing. Any burdens? What will help you with the King of Wands here is taking action. It's not being stuck or seeing them as a burden. You need to look at it through a different perspective, and the cards are saying you need to see it as an opportunity. Okay, and if you're seeing it as a burden, well, that's because you're not seeing it as an opportunity. Okay, and any opportunity that the universe, the world, life gives you, okay, is not as easy as you just grab it. Okay, there's action and effort that needs to be supplied into it. It needs to be nurtured just like a flower. A flower can't grow unless you water it and the soil is nurturing it. Okay, but there's action that's taken on that. You know, like you got to water it. Water's not just going to happen. If it's not raining, then you have to water it yourself. You know, like it's action and staying on top of things. So it's whatever's burden whatever burdens you have, you need to take action on it. So it's like, okay, if you're having financial burdens, well, then it's making the adjustments or going to see a financial advisor to get you back on track budgeting. If you have a creative project that you see as a burden, well, you're looking at it as a burden, not an opportunity. Okay. What will harm you? What will harm you from achieving your goals is this self-righteousness or thinking that you're the only one that can do it or take charge or lead or not asking for help. Uh, it, there's a sense of um, understanding that everybody has value or something to bring to the table, and other people's opinions do matter and do count, and can help you progress creatively. Will help you grow uh, and build character. And what will block you is pretending that like things that okay, things aren't a burden. Okay, like avoidance that will block you. All right, avoidance of anything that's happened that you haven't dealt with yet, acting like it doesn't matter or it's not a big deal or it didn't affect you. That will hurt you. You got to take action and face things for what they are. Is what it's saying. There's decisions that you'll have to make within the either first week or second week. By the end of the month, and there is a sense here you'll have to ask for help, and it's not help to like um, you're gonna have to go to people that are leaders and masters in that specific area that you need information on, or you need clarity on, or you need to fix. Okay, again, what's going to hurt you is thinking that you can do it all on your own, or that you know everything. Definitely swords here. If that's the attitude that you're going to take, then you're going to land on the negative side of that card. All right, uh, that card is quite humbling. It can really be humbling when it comes in, depending on what side of the card you're on, what side of the coin you're on. Um, because everybody's good at something and they're a master in some way, and not everybody's good in the same areas, okay? And there's people that are masters. uh, I'm getting this energy of like, what will hurt you is, I got this, I know this, okay? You might not know it and you might not got it, like, okay? And I don't mean like, you're not fabulous, you got that, right? But it's like saying that, I can do this all alone. Okay, a village isn't built alone, like you have other people that each have their place. Uh, like a business isn't just created by itself. You do need a business advisor. You do need somebody who knows laws. Okay, like those, you're not going to be great at everything. You do need help and you need information to get that help. And it's taking action on it. All right, not acting like everything's okay, or putting things off. Okay, you can't do that. The second week we have the Knight of Wands. That is, for a Knight of Wands, it is a young energy here. It's a very freedom oriented card. I'm seeing that. And then you have the Seven of Wands there too. Okay, what's gonna benefit you in the second week is taking action and being decisive about things, but it's being expansive too and seeing things from the bigger picture. Okay, and what will help you is to take on these challenges, to take on these new adventures. Also to understand that, it's an experience, it's not permanent, all right? Nothing's permanent, okay? Uh, but understanding that even though that that there's going to be burdens, and it may be hard work and you got to put dedication in it, you got to do that, all right? With the Seven of Wands here, the hunter gatherer, if you see that, like he's gone out and he's killed what he needs. He needs that fur for survival, right? He makes his clothing out of it, because this is like, we don't need to do this stuff in the modern day, but this is like, these cards is like going back way back in the day here. Uh, you had to do that at that time for survival, all right? And in order to survive, you had to set the traps, you had to make your tools. Like, things aren't just gonna happen. You got to make it happen, all right? It's gonna hurt you is expecting these things to just come to you and just magically happen. There has to be action taken on it, and what's going to hurt you, again, thinking you can do everything on your own. All right. If you're taking, you got to give. All right. And if you're giving, well, then you have to receive. All right. What will harm you is staying stuck. Okay, is not making changes, not taking action, not trying new things, not having a new experience, not being open minded, not expanding, not seeing things from a different perspective, uh, and also thinking that again, it's going back to, I got this by myself. Like, like I also just got the words, I'm the greatest. I know somebody likes Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. It's okay to think like that. It is some people would be like, "Oh, that's negative." Okay, well, Muhammad Ali didn't become the greatest just because he it's mind over matter. He did have to talk to himself like that to make himself believe it. And when you believe something, it can become true. All right? You got to believe it in order to make it happen. Okay? But at the same time, we don't want to be narcissistic about things here, all right? Like, as great as people can be, we do have faults. We're human. It's humanitarian. Like, nobody's perfect. No such thing as perfect or normal. All right. Everybody's definition of that is different. All right. Again, going back to nurture nature. Uh, but if you want to stay stuck where you are and not make changes, that's what this thing is going to harm you, and it's going to be quite burdensome for you, and there's going to be this vicious cycle of things playing out over and over again, and you feeling repressed. Uh, what we got coming in the third week, we have the Five of Swords, and then we have the Six of Pentacles. Funny because I'm doing this reading like I originally did it when I started like 3.5 years ago. It's been a long time, people. I do like this method though. It's just what I was guided to do. So uh, the energy the universe is going to give you is the Five of Swords, which again, you're going to choose how you use this. You have free will. All right. No, the universe isn't going to force anything on you. Okay. Unless you need to learn a specific lesson, it will ensure that you learn that lesson, whether you want to or not. Uh, you can choose to learn it the easy way or the hard way. With the Five of Swords here, this is a card of victory. Okay, again, it will be a card of defeat depending on what side you lay on here, what path you choose, and how you direct your energy. Okay, if you have people around you that are quite egotistical or know-it-alls or causing problems, it'll be seen and it'll be cut through, and they're about to be served some humble pie. And don't feel good about that. You should, feel a little bit sad for those people. Those who have empathy will feel bad even when they win. All right. Venus in Aquarius is not a card that likes to, it does what's the correct thing. Okay. And there's a difference between the right way and the correct way of doing things. Um, and it is a big difference. Okay. Okay. Again, what we have here, if you see in this card, the lighting's not all that great, you guys. You see this guy? He's like in this armor here. He's all shiny and new. And this guy here is making an offer to him, giving him gold. And he's like looking away as if he's too good for that. Like, I'm better than that, or that's nothing, like, and this guy's offering him what he has, and to him, that's a lot. But to him, he's like, that's pennies. I got way more than that, or like thinking that you're like, this could be you, it could be somebody else thinking that they're more valuable than another person. Uh, that's gonna greatly harm either you or this other person, especially with the Five of Swords here. This is an energy that will come in and humble that dude. This dude will get humbled pretty fast. Okay. And if you have a person around you that thinks that they're a knight in shining armor, well, I mean, with the Five of Swords here, reality is a knight in shining armor is only shiny because his armor's never been used before. All right? So that person has no character. It's all an illusion that they might be quite charming and they may talk a good talk, but they don't got the walk to back it up, like, and again, his armor is shiny because he's never used it or she's never used it. So that means they've never fought a battle. All right? And with the Five of Swords here, this is the samurai card, I call it. You can see that in one of my decks that I do have. Uh, it is a card of surrender and sacrifice. It is a card that will win the battle, though. All right, like the um the proper person will win that battle. Like what's meant to be is meant to be. And if it's not happening, this energy will come in and make it happen. Like the universe will bring it in some manner in a situation. Uh, like there, the universe has laws that its own set of rules and things that it will ensure get played out. I mean, there's somebody here that's not going to like it. But what will help you is being humble and being appreciative of even the little things that are coming towards you. Okay, again, with the Venus Aquarius energy here, that's very humanitarian energy. That's an energy that nurtures uh, those that don't have, those with less. Okay, an Aquarius and Venus card um, energy, that energy is definitely an energy that does not like people that are stuck up or have their nose up or think that they're higher and better because they have money. That does not make a person more valuable than a person who has gone through life and maybe is homeless and has had hard times. That energy would appreciate the homeless person a lot more than it wouldn't even give the time of day to a rich person. Would probably flip them the finger. But that the Five of Swords energy is a energy that will come in and bully the bully. And it is an energy that will come in and cut through the truth like no tomorrow too. Where it's an energy that gives itself to causes, uh, and it does not like seeing people suffer at all. It's very giving. And if you look in this card, you see this guy. He's royalty. You see this girl here, like they had more than enough and they're walking away in shame, kind of. And then there's this woman here who's like, I kind of get the feeling like she's like very thankful. She's like, well, thank you for helping me. Uh, this guy's looking at her like, I can't believe I got caught type thing, or I can't believe that I'm going to be held accountable for what I did type energy. And she's quite humble. Like you can see in this energy, she's like, she's grateful that justice came, but at the same time, she's also very saddened by that it had to come to this. Like, because this is a person who has a heart, right? Like, and the Five of Swords, that is an energy that, like, uh, it may come in and humble somebody, but it's not an energy that wants to do that. Or it's definitely an energy that had to do that. Or, and then there's this like guy in the back who kind of reminds me of like a monk or a priest. Actually, Merlin, if you look, because he has the dragon here, where he's like release. That's what I just got. Like, I'm hearing the words release. Like, and it's like with the again with the Aquarius Venus, Aquarius and Leos give the energy to the people. That's their high frequency, high vibration, however you want to say it. When they're acting from their positive side, they serve the people and work for the people. So what do, they do for the greater good. Okay, and in this card here, what will harm you is if you're just doing things, or in some scenario, a person who's just trying to look out for themselves and continuously take and not give, or see their faults, or accept the humbling that that needs to happen. Well, it'll it'll definitely stunt your growth or their growth, and they're gonna be in for a big surprise. Justice will be brought in, if anybody's concerned about that. And then you have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, I like this card. If you see her, she's fierce. She's all naked too. Those of you that are offended by explicit pictures or under 18 may not be for you. Uh, but yeah, she's naked, which means she's quite proud of who she is, not ashamed. Uh, she's got nothing to hide. And being the Queen of Swords, if you see the lightning there, I mean, she can. Queen of Swords, she cuts through the truth. There's a white dragon here, which is purity. Uh, and she's on clouds, so she's got a higher view than the other people do. So she sees what's right and true, and she's got the power to cut through things. Uh, However, with the energies at play, there's free will. So they you gotta like the direction that you choose to go will determine how this card plays out. And it's kind of like the tower. If you see in the back, you got the lightning. So depending on what side of the scale, the situation or person, or however something's playing out, what side you choose will be how this card will be finalized. And with the Five of Swords here and the Six of Pentacles there, it'll be humbling if the person chooses the wrong direction. They might not see it right away, but they will see it in the long-term effects. This woman sees through the truth. So it's also a woman, if somebody is boasting about themselves, she can see right through that. This is a woman who's usually 5 steps ahead too, and she can put 2 and 2 together quite quickly. She's highly intelligent. They usually make great business advisors. They're great lawyers. They win. All right. And with the Five of Swords here, there's a winning energy here. So it's like you guys will win and be victorious over what you want as long as you stay true to yourselves. Again, with her being naked and then the white dragon, it's purity. Okay. And it's being completely comfortable and confident in who you are and understanding that you might not know everything. There's things that you have to learn. There's things that you have to experience that are going to help you grow. All right. And anybody who's coming into your life and causing problems will be removed and they will get some humble pie. Stay confident though. And just, my hair is just all over the place today, you guys. Step back and let things play out. You take action though. You have to take action because things aren't just going to happen for you. It is coming through. Stay positive. You have the Strength card here. It's determination. All right. But also with the Strength card, that's with the Five of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, the general energies that you're getting, the Strength card energy that's coming through, it's taming the beast within. All right. It's like holding back that lightning. All right. It's like a situation that occurs where you have power, you're gonna have great power to either cause harm or cause goodness. All right. But it's also like the difference between the right thing and the correct thing. Okay. So if somebody cheated, okay, and left you, or they were with somebody and then, I'm just giving a scenario here, and then they dated you, but you didn't know that they had a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatnot. Okay, this right here would be saying in that scenario, you're going to be given the option here. Okay, you could create harm by going to that person's spouse or their partner and saying, listen, like they cheated with me, this and that. Okay, well, nothing good's going to come out of that situation. You're harming a perfectly innocent person when it's not their fault. Okay, like you have to allow that situation to play out the way it is. You got to remove yourself from it, and the karma will be that person will have to learn on their own. All right, like there's no need for you to go causing harm to another person that's completely innocent and had nothing to do with it. That would be out of spite. Somebody is trying to create the very situation that was played out on them on somebody else. Okay, now, would that be right? Yeah, sure, it would be right. But the correct thing to do is to allow things to play out naturally, to step back, to be the bigger person, and suck it up. In a situation like that, you're really going to have to battle yourself because in a scenario like that, all you want to do is like get justice. Okay, it's not right what was done. It's not right that it went this way. The truth has got to come out. Okay, well, this is a woman of wisdom. All right, she knows the truth. She also knows the power of the sword. She knows that she can create harm with that. All right, she can bring enlightenment, but she can also cause harm with that. Right. So in that manner, she would step back. Okay, with being humble here, okay? She would step back and allow things to play out naturally because that's not her issue, that's a them issue, all right? Her issue was that she got involved in something. It's, again, this is just a scenario. It doesn't mean it's happening. I'm just giving an example to hopefully provide clarity. She would understand that that's not a part of her path, and she has to be righteous and do what's correct and fair and move on. All right, because that person's karma that cheated, he will understand that he lost out or she lost out on something that was great and created their own bad karma. All right. Not everything that glitters is gold. You got to remember that. Queen of Swords is a woman. She could be the person that you guys may have to speak to or go get help from. I do see her as the businesswoman because she has the intellect for business. She's the protector in business. Give lawyers for an example. Okay, these are the people that win cases and bring out justice and protect people from harm and bring truth, bring light to dark situations. Okay, those are usually swords characters. Okay, they got great power and they're protectors just like any other sign is. They just accomplish it in a different way. They're able to retain information and foresee things. And they can usually anticipate the next moves of others quite quickly. Again, they put two and two together quite quickly. They're not the type of people that you want to cross. All right? Highly intelligent. So it may mean like somebody crossed you. It could even be an air sign, but these people, if it was an air sign that crossed you, okay, well, they're don't go doing the same thing that was done to you because you're just going to make the situation worse. All right, you got to walk away from it, and this person will end up stabbing themselves in the foot. All right, whether that's through arrogance or ego, or they thought that they got one up on you, they really didn't. They're shooting themselves in the foot, is what it's saying. But again, for some of you, you may need help, so you can talk to a legal advisor, an accountant, a agent. You may need an agent for something, uh, research and development. This would be the woman that would have the ability to protect you in that manner or to direct you into the appropriate uh, area or path that you have to go on, if that makes sense. You need knowledge, though. You definitely need to be knowledgeable. But again, in the beginning of the reading, I said you do need to, with the Knight of Cups, this is a card of showing compassion. All right, it's showing compassion to others. It's also showing appreciation, uh, understanding that everybody has a path and a purpose in life, and nobody's greater or less than anybody else. We're all humans at the end of the day. We're all having a human experience, and there's times where forgiveness is needed, compassion is needed. But with the Strike card being here, this is really like I'm hearing that song "I'm a Woman" uh, by Nina Simon, I believe her name is. And in that song, there's the lyric where she says, "I'm going to do you a favor and I'm going to hold back," something like that, where she's like, "I'm going to hold back the lightning from the palm of my hands. You know, I'm going to make the devil crawl in the sand," where even the devil is afraid of her because that's how much light she has. You know what I mean? Like, the devil cannot fool this woman. Like, she was not given the place in the sky for no reason. If you, like, she earned that. You don't become a queen unless you earn it. All right. The second that it's misused, you drop down. Like, or the universe comes in with the Five of Swords and humbles you. But again, with the Five of Swords, that's a good card to have if you use it appropriately. It's a card of victory. All right. It's a card of compassion too, and fairness and equality. Um, the only time it's going to hurt you is when the ego and conceitedness gets involved, right? Everybody's got something to learn from another person, and no one person is, doesn't matter race, color, age, nothing like that. Okay, no person is better than another. All right, like um, it's kind of like what I'm getting is like, you know, it's like you treat the CEO with the same respect as you treat the janitor. You know, like, and sometimes the janitor has more wisdom than the CEO. They're just in different aspects in life, where one's humble. Janitors are usually pretty humble people. You definitely got to tame that inner beast though here, and you also have to have strength and courage. Take action and move forward. Uh, if you're an air sign, this is definitely coming through. Like you can't, you gotta, you gotta be courageous and move forward here. You gotta take action. Don't worry about what's happened or how burdened you are. Just one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Focus on 24 hours if that's what you have to do. It can be very overwhelming when you start to look too much forward into the future, and it can be very you can get stuck when you start thinking about the past. Okay, just present. Focus on the present, the here and now. All right, you guys, hopefully this helped you all out. Namaste, and I will talk to you next month. Ciao for now.